Hello, everybody. You got the old fogey from Old Fogey's Finds. I find myself in a bit of a quandary. Seems like I've expected you people to be enthused about my videos. Uh, so far, nothing but a little bit of history in Arlington. But I have not really given you any of my background to make you want to listen. So my next few videos are going to be just that. I was born in Arlington in 1952. Actually, I was born in Fort Worth because Arlington didn't even have a hospital at the time. So, I was born there, but I've lived in Arlington from the time I left that hospital. Now, in my early years, I'm not going to say that we were poor, but we were not very well off. And I do remember many times when we were young that if we didn't hunt and fish, we didn't have meat on the table. But that was fine. At least with me. I'm not sure about my brother and sister, but for me, I love veggies. Still do. I'll make a meal out of veggies over meat any day of the week right now. But that's beside the point. When I was growing up, as I said, if we didn't hunt and fish, we might not have meat on the table. So at an early age, I was out in the woods hunting with my father and my uncle. Spent many days out there. Before I was even old enough to go to kindergarten, I was skinning rabbit, squirrel, cleaning dove, quail, duck, whatever we got at that hunting trip. I learned to clean fish before I was in elementary school. It sounds like a hard life, but it may have been. But it was all a learning experience. I learned how to, excuse me, I learned how to treat guns, learned how to not hurt people, and quite a few other things that most people these days don't have the opportunity to learn, mainly because of evolution. Now, when I was growing up in those years, Arlington was just nothing more than a farming community. There were many times we went out in the fields and we picked our own vegetables. Black-eyed peas, sometimes corn, green beans, carrots, and whatnot. It didn't matter. We went out and picked them. That was because it was cheaper to do that than it was to wait till the farmer went to the market and buy them from the market. Saved the farmer the time of picking them, and it worked out for everybody. We even milk cows for our milk. Trust me, the milk you get in the stores these days is nothing like what we had straight from the cow. Totally different taste. It didn't have all those chemicals from pasteurization and all of that. But we loved it. We made our own buttermilk. We made our own butter. and we're happy to do it. At least I was. When I was growing up, that was just all part of learning life. We just had us a ball as far as I know. And we learned to respect people and situations. Now, we did go to school, regular school, and I didn't do too bad. I was, depending on the subject and how I felt that year and how well I did, but I was never a failing student, I'll put it that way. I was always a bit higher than that. And by the time I got in the 5th grade, I started playing football. And I believe it was just before that well, it was about that time when Six Flags Over Texas came in. That was somewhere about 1963, give or take a year or two. And that was a big deal for the city, but it didn't really mean anything to us. Like I say, we were not a well-to-do family, and us kids, my brother and sister, I guess we just never really expected to go there. Although my parents did scrape up money to send my brother and I there after it'd been open a few years. They didn't come with us because didn't have the finances for the whole family. But my sister was in her mid-teens by this time, and she was very responsible. She took care of my brother and I. So we went, and we had a blast. And back then, there wasn't as many things to do and see at Six Flags as there is now. But at that time, to see everything, it actually took 2 full days to ride all the rides, see all the sights, and just appreciate everything that was there to offer. Now, when I got to playing football, my mother didn't like it. She was afraid I was going to get hurt and all of that, just like any other mother. But when she went to the games, she was one of the loudest cheerleaders in the stands. I didn't really pay much attention to what was going on in the stands, but I've heard what she did from my brother and sister, so I know she was rooting for me and all of that. Although she didn't like me playing, she's afraid I was going to get hurt. Was always trying to talk me out of it. But I kept it up. I enjoyed it. I think I'm going to stop this video right there. And in my next one, I'm going to continue on, but I'll start out with me playing baseball. And we'll go from there. Until that one, y'all have a good time.